Hello, Libra. How are you guys doing? Can you tell I'm in a goofy good mood? Full moon in Virgo today that I'm recording. My mood is in Virgo. So, feeling good, feeling good. Hope you guys are doing great. And we also have that Saturn going into Pisces. You know, Pluto's going to go into Aqua on the 23rd. Woo-wee. Lord help us. Are y'all ready for this? Maybe that cheesy 90s music. Okay. 9 of Waters. Beautiful. I love the good tarot because I get so tired of bad news. So at least we get to see the good side of everything with this. Usually. Not always, but usually. Oh, that is why we have Ace of Earth. And yes, I did shuffle between readings, which I forgot to Virgo, but I did it in front of them, so there. But I shuffle again when I'm recording too. They have this in the recent past, and you guys have it for your future. That's wonderful. I love that. Look at that powerful stag energy. You know, in the Druid Animal Oracle cards, the stag is like healthy pride and sexual maturity. So you have this beautiful new beginning in your near future. Recent past, we have the Fool. I like that too. Willing to take risks and frolic in innocence. You know, I have not... God, I wish I remember where I put them. Oh, I have them over here. Hold on. Okay. I have these old saint cards. And I forget... The reason why I don't use them in my readings is because it's hard to like... memorize them all because some of them are really strange. And it's weird how, you know, with cards you'll get like the same ones over and over and over again. I always get the same few saints over and over and over again. One of them is Saint Teresa of Lisieux, which I actually have her painting hanging up in my living room. It's weird because even though I was brought up around a lot of Catholicism, even though I'm a very Protestant family, because, you know, I lived in southern Louisiana when I was little. And my mother's mother was, they called Scotch-Irish. And I actually am a third Irish and then Scottish. So I'm like almost 70% Irish and Scottish, like when I did my DNA. So it's definitely from both sides. But there it is. Michael. These are the two I get the most. And I love them because one of them is like if I show you guys the meaning, sorry, I know that I'm going on this rant, but I know I'm supposed to. So just bear with me. So that is number 29 and 32. And I do feel like the Fool card is kind of representative of this, okay? 29 is victory for the rights of the weakest. That was it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Victory for the rights of the weakest. Don't you love that? You know how sometimes people feel like being overbearing and strong and like being the one on top, like alpha and controlling is the one who wins. But being meek and being fragile is in a way its own reward because the higher powers can protect you. If you're so busy trying to save yourself all the time in an arrogant, prideful way, the higher powers can't help you. So oftentimes when I've had so many people come up against me and try to control me and harm me, Michael steps in and the higher powers step in and they protect me because I don't have the ability to do it on my own. Okay, and we also have, what is that, 32? Sorry, I know that I pulled them out, but I'm saying, like, I want you guys to see this. This one is, innocence is a great force. Innocence is a great force. And, okay, so this painting was given to my great-grandmother, and it was given to my grandmother, to my mom, and then to me. And even though she wasn't Catholic, her father was a preacher, and he ended up with it. Isn't that weird? Because when I looked up the history of Saint Teresa of Lisieux, her name was Little Flower, and she believed in little acts of kindness because she was too fragile and weak and died young to do anything big and grand with her life. She really believed little small acts. Look at that, and I have flowers today. Pick these out of my field and yard. It's just Okay, I do feel like I meant to tell you guys this because some of you may have, especially in the recent past, right? Look at this. Tell me that this full card doesn't feel like both of those. Victory for the rights of the weakest, and innocence is a great force. Little tiny acts of kindness, little acts of love, it adds up. And that's why I love doing these readings. It's kind of like being a spoonie, I don't have the energy to go out there and be a big, powerful force. But at least from my tiny little abode, I can put a little bit of love and a little bit of light out there. But I do believe in that butterfly effect. Everything, that domino effect, everything does change and ripple. And if I can plant a tiny seed of hope in you, you can plant a tiny seed of hope in someone else, and so on, and so on, and so on. And that's the important part, right? So anyway, I know, God, I just know that you guys were meant to hear that. I feel like some of you may have felt as though you weren't quite enough. And that's okay, because you're more than enough. Your little acts of love and innocence is extremely valuable. You got to remember, in the unseen, in the heavenly realms, things are completely different and reversed than they are in the physical. Those who with apparent power, like the heavenly realms don't even care about them. They're not so powerful in the other world. They're just a big fish in a small pond, okay? Now, currently we have the 9 of air for the present time. So it's like 9 of swords. So 9 of swords in typical tarot is sadness, depression, anxiety, staying up late at night, not being able to go to sleep because of so many worries. But look at how in the good tarot, she's setting herself free from all of those worries. They might be floating around her. They're there. They're very there and real, but she's not letting them weigh her down anymore. She's learning how to soar amidst her trials. So I think that's what you guys are learning to do. Now, if you catch yourself feeling weighed down at all, remind yourself that these things are still very real. If you feel overburdened by bills, by taxes, by student loans, by the demands of the world around you, everyone asking for a piece of you, all of these things, all of these troubles that are swirling around you, they're very, very real. You know, some people will tell us that it's all in our head and we're overthinking it. And yes, 90% of our situation is in here. But it doesn't mean you're not dealing with very real things. Like these little doves flying around are very, very real, okay? But it doesn't mean you have to like take on that burden and make it yours and claim it. Just acknowledge that it's there, but you're still allowed to fly. You're still allowed to dream and daydream. Even though it's at night, you can daydream yourself to sleep about the kind of life you want, the love you want, the hope you want. You don't have to stay stuck in this cycle of I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I don't do enough. I don't think we were ever meant to be here to do so much, be so much, give so much. This is like a pandemonium matrix creation by the rich elites. This is not normal or healthy for us, the state we're living in right now, guys. I do believe this Pluto in Aquarius is going to help us with this, but it's a long 20-year transit. You know, I think that we will begin to break free from the bondage of us feeling like we have to work so hard to please other people. We have the rights, just like any other animal, we have the right to live. We have the right to exist. And we're constantly being told that we don't have that right to live, that right to exist, if we don't have enough money to pay for a home, to pay for this, to pay for that. There's no animals in nature that have to pay to live. The way we're living right now is not natural, and things will shift. We'll eventually evolve. Hopefully, all these people that talk about timelines and jumping to 5th dimension, that'd be fabulous, right? But I do feel like we are meant to be in this physical reality, and we're meant to shift all of reality to a higher consciousness, which takes work. It's just like a lot of people in the spiritual community want to just jump timelines into the 5th dimension and just bypass all of the troubles and woes. It's just like the Christians who are obsessed with pre-trib rapture, which is not even biblical. I've read the entire Bible more than once. Nowhere in there is there a rapture. It all says immediately after tribulation, those who don't faint, who don't lose heart, who don't give up through the tribulation, then you'll be okay. And so, long story short, you know, it's like all these people want get out of jail free cards. They can't imagine going through any more trouble. They just want to be zapped away. Do any of y'all ever think about it's going to be like those, like it's going to be aliens. Aliens are going to come and be like, hey, rapture people, yo, let's zap up. They're going to be like slaves on some other planet because they're so obsessed with like getting out of jail free and not having to pay the work. How would I put that? Like, pay the debt of work to clean up the messes that we made. You know, like we as human beings have made a mess of the world by allowing the rich elites to control us, and we have to also be accountable enough to learn how to say no effectively, without violence, without cruelty. And I know I keep going on these strange rants with you guys. It feels really strange. I have this strange feeling with y'all. Like, those of you who don't resonate, feel free to click off. I don't care. Those of you who are still here, I do appreciate you. And I would appreciate comments and likes, because I do feel like some of you are realizing that all of these burdens are not healthy for you. It's okay to still have to take care of your responsibilities, but taking it one step at a time. And learning to love and let go and take some deep breaths, being able to care, being able to relax, being able to accept you for you, even though you felt like in the recent past, maybe you weren't enough, but you want to go on this journey of love and self-acceptance and beauty and hope. And you understand that the world out there is magical. There is so much beauty to be had. There is so much love to be had. And you know that. So that's what you want to focus on. That is why in the near future you have the Ace of Earth, the Ace of Pentacles, basically. Firm foundations, sexual maturity, abundance, integrity, pride in the right things, standing your ground against that which would knock you down. Now, let's see. I do want to pull 2 Druid cards. I have a feeling that a lot of you guys are coming into your power. I think I saw that a lot with Leo too. You might want to check your Astro macros. The Ren right there, almost wanted to come out. Someone may be taking advantage of you and building on your work and taking credit for what you're doing. So just be cautious of that. Now we have the Earth Dragon, and it's upright, which is wonderful, which means you've done the work, you're on the path. So therefore, certain bits of knowledge and treasure are being released to you now. When it's reversed, it's like you're trying to take it before it's time. And so the Earth Dragon is trying to protect you and the treasure and do what's right. It's not going to release something to you when it's not time. When it's upright, it most certainly is time. And we do have the Adder reversed, which means some of you may need to actually learn to take that which was once poisonous and make it healing. In history, all throughout the world, the snake has been representative of both poison and evil, and healing and transformation. Like when a snake sheds its skin and is renewed, it facilitates life and death, and it's a sexual energy. So if it is somewhat of a sexual energy, just like the stag, and yet also learning how to not be verbally abusive or toxic, okay? And that's strange because to me, Libras don't really like to be verbally abusive or toxic. So I have a feeling for some of you, it's the other person who is going to have to learn, someone else in your life is going to have to learn how to speak words of life and not words of death. Some of you might have to just learn to change the words in your head. Even if you're not speaking out loud, you might be learning on this journey how to speak positive thoughts, how to speak positive words into your life rather than clinging to that which is negative. What kind of words can you focus on that heal, that cause healing and rejuvenation? And you may have someone in your life you've been dealing with who also is learning that if they want to have a relationship with you in the future, since you are building firm foundations of trust and truth, that they're going to have to learn how to talk to you with a more gentle spirit. We have 8 of Coins reversed at the bottom of the deck. I do feel like that is because some of you may be actually paying off a lot of your loans, a lot of your debt. And so that's what some of these worries have been for you. Now we have 6. Oh, are you kidding? Who was it? I think Virgo got the same card, clarified in the same exact spot. Okay, 6 of Wands, which is a victory in the recent past. Some of you may be Virgo, Libra, cusper, guys. Now, if you have victory or really good news, when that full energy was happening in the recent past, perhaps you were able to shine more in your innocence, in your weakness. Something defended your honor when you didn't even have to do it yourself. It was just set up by the universe to do so. And in the current time, in the 9 of Air, it is clarified by this card, 6 of Coins, it keeps coming out. No matter how much I shuffle, it has come out for Leo and for Virgo with this card. Usually it's the second Druid card. This is a card of charity, of giving, of generosity. This card came with it too. It really did. So these two both came together, reversed too. So every time that happens, I'm like, did I shuffle enough? And I'm like, there's no way that this wasn't meant to be. So here's the thing, guys. Yes, generosity. I'm sitting here thinking about the generosity, but then that Ace of Swords reversed. Okay, so you're worried about money and finances. At least those of you who are resonating, worried about a lot of things financially. And yet there's some giving going on. If you were paying off some debt, the bottom of the deck, but there's giving, that's like someone may be actually offering to pay off some stuff for you, or maybe giving you money right now, but they're not telling you, which is what I think is weird. That's really strange, guys. It's almost like a debt may actually be cleared for y'all, but someone's not telling you. Someone may have to like pay off something for you, and it's like they haven't told you, they've already done it. It's like in the present time frame, so I'm gonna give or take a few days. I do think that's strange. Like, why would they not tell you? I mean, I'm thinking for some of you, someone may have lied and said that they'd pay something off and didn't, because Ace of Swords reversed can be lies. But I feel like if that's the case, we would have gotten the 6 of Coins reversed too. I don't know. You guys know. I really do feel like for most of you, this is someone who... Okay, this sounds weird, so just bear with me, those of you who are resonating, because I feel this channeling strong. Someone owes you money. You probably lost money. When they were living with you, they probably took some of your money, not legally, if you see what I'm saying. You know, when a partner runs off with money, like I had this happen to me years ago. I had a partner who like ran off with all the finances, and for like pretty much put me in a very destitute situation. And I feel like this person may have done that to you. But they're actually paying off some of this debt, but they're just not telling you. It's weird. It's almost like, say y'all have a credit card or bank account in y'all's name, or a car, like a note in y'all's name, and they're actually paying their part off because they're trying to clear their debt. They're trying to raise their credit score, and they're just not going to even tell you about it because they kind of are ashamed. They don't really want to communicate with you. Y'all may not be on speaking terms. Now we have the Ace of Earth clarified by both the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So I feel like with this firm new beginning with you guys, it's so strange how I'm seeing a real spiritual upgrade with you guys, even though you're dealing with very real materialistic things. This is definitely you guys standing in your power and communicating. I think the other person may be the Knight of Wand energy. This person may be a little bit impulsive and reckless. And with that ship right there, I do think that they are kind of also like a ghoster, someone who runs when things are not going their way, someone who will just disappear and not communicate, who will, like, they run from their problems. And if they think they can't look like the perfect hero who saves the day, who looks great, has a great reputation, if it basically, you know who they really are. So they would rather run. And it's so strange because I feel like somehow you still manage to clearly communicate who you are and what you want and what you expect, despite them trying to either charge at you so fast that you can't speak up for yourself and yet you do, or they're running away, but somehow you still manage to clarify things. That is wild. Okay, we have the Page of Swords, Knave of Swords reversed, clarifying the treasure, the Earth Dragon. I think this person, that's how you're able to communicate with them. They may have run and ghosted you, but you know that they're spying on you, because that's a spy card. And you know they're spying on you for the wrong reasons. That's why it's reversed. So you might have been able to address them kind of passive aggressively on social media by having it on public or something. Do you see what I'm saying? I have a feeling that's what some of you are doing. And so it's like the only way you can get through to them, right? And then you have the Adder reverse. Remember how we talked about how we need to use healing words instead of like harsh words? And we have the Two of Swords reversed and the Three of Coins reversed. This is a cheater. These two together, that is a third party, a cheater. They cheated on you. They cheated on you. They cheated on you, guys. Wow. I think for some of you, it's not just using your words to heal. I think some of you understand that you have to heal your sexual energy after feeling deceived because someone cheated on you. So someone cheated on you, they ran off with all the money, and they don't want to communicate. Some of you may have even paid off their debts and not talked about it because you just don't want to talk to them. And even though they're ghosting you, you're still able to stand up for yourself. This is amazing. It's very powerful, but I hate to say it, but there is a little bit of an undertone of sadness because I don't think that you wanted to have to end it this way. It's almost like you would have rather them be upfront with you and just tell them, or just tell you that they cheated and move on. But it was the fact that they used you. And that's what is kind of like that burden you're having to let go of. We have parental alienation and parental abuse and neglect and abandonment. Okay, I feel like for some of you, you may have had kids with this person. And I do think they might have even run away from being a good parent. Destructive narc. I own you, you belong to me. I just can't. Okay. Liar, backstabber. Envy, female hate stalker. And we have, can we meet again? Thinking of you always. Okay. Here's the thing. The person that they cheated on you with is also angry with you, which is weird. And then this same person has moments of regret where they want to be with you again. And the same person is accusing you of alienating them from their children, but yet they're the one who's bailing on actually being a good parent. Like, this is someone who is not actually engaging in being a parent. And some of you, I know you may not have children with this person, so don't take what doesn't resonate. But for some of you, like, if someone they like to play the victim. Poor me, woe is me, my life is so bad, meh, meh, meh. Even though they ran off with the money or ran off leaving you in debt, and they are going to blame you for their lack of relationship with their children. The problem is even when they're with their children, every time your children come home, what you hear is a very different story. Like, if your children are constantly reminding you that this other person doesn't care about them, their school, their grades, their health, if they're sick or anything else, they only are into themselves. And so it's kind of like one of those situations where you do have to be able to heal and take the high road, because you know you cannot force this person to care. You cannot force this person to be a parent. You cannot force this person to be a partner. Now, I own you, you belong to me, and destructive narc. Here's the problem. Even though they've ghosted you, they ran, they still have this somewhere in the back of their head, thinks that you owe them because you belong to them. They think they have to have you. And then they're going to be like, oh, can we meet? I'm thinking of you always. Some of them, they may come back and hoover. I would be cautious of that. This person sounds like trouble. I'm not crazy about the energy of it. I am very hopeful for the energy I'm picking up for you, though. Because even though this other person is trouble, I think you're going to be okay. Obviously, you're doing wonderful. A meeting, some of them, they're going to ask to meet with you guys. A pleasant letter. Oh, Hooverville, a lot of money. Okay. A change. Guys. This person may be offering, that's what that might be. They may not be telling you because they're planning it. Like, they may be paying off a debt or something, but what they want to do is they want to meet with you to tell you that they have a lot of money to make up for what they did. And so they want to change things, and they want to pay off this. Can we meet? I'm a changed person. I'm brand new. Ooh. Okay. I mean, I don't think I have any more cards I can pull for y'all. I would just say, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm picking up is that this person is like batshit crazy. Like, they really think the world revolves around them, and that they can treat you the way they do and their kids the way they do, and that they can still have a piece of you by bribing you. That's great. I don't know. Some of you out there are probably like, I'll take the bribery, I need some money. Oh, come on. Cheer up. It's just whatever. This is a strange reading, Libra. This is really strange. I have a Libra stellium, and I'm just sitting here going, okay. Especially if you guys are going to be standing in your power verbally, because that's hard. Especially if you don't like confrontation. Especially if you don't want to stand up for yourself. You know? I would say I've sort of been here, done that, I suppose. But, I don't know. You never know. Maybe you will be able to work things out. That's why you have the outer reverse. Like, not necessarily work things out, you know, in getting back together, but you might be able to find some kind of steady co-parenting with them. I don't know. Who knows? This sounds pretty tough, guys. So, and for you cross watchers, I understand. I've had some people tell me that Libras really hurt them. I've had a Libra hurt me really bad too. But I promise you, there's good out there. There is good in all signs. There's bad in all signs. And, you know, it's just have hope and have faith. I think this is going to work out. The oddest thing about this, I can feel more than anything, is that you've been given the grace to get through this. Like, even though this is the strangest situation where this person really wishes they could still exert control and power over you, and they can't, and so they're trying to find a new way to do it, you already have such higher powers protecting you, that this grace that's over you, where you can just kind of relax and be like, you know, whatever happens, I'm not in ultimate control. Like, it's a big mistake that people make in the whole, like, metaphysical world now, where they're constantly pushing us to control all the outcome, like, to get what we want. The obsession with the law of attraction, to get what we want all the time. And I mean, it's good to want good. It's certainly good to want to attract good, but sometimes we have to let go of what we think we want, because sometimes what is best for us is not what we think is best for us at the moment. And I think you're kind of learning that letting go and that full journey helps you build the foundations that you want. This is going on too long, so I gotta let you go, guys. I love you and I bless you. Until next time.